Today will be my first onion harvest for the season.
Can't wait to see how this goes. We plant a couple different varieties. That's one yellow variety over there. Then we move into the red, which you can see how they're still growing. The tops are all standing, nice and green. Then this is the white, and over there is another variety of yellow. I'm basically just gonna try and get like 6 baskets, cut the tops off, and get out of here, get as many big ones as possible. We're not gonna go through yet and just clean them right down the row because we're still hoping that they're gonna grow a little bit, even though their tops did go down. I don't really know exactly what that means when the tops go down. I don't know if it means they're completely done growing or if they'll still grow a little bit. But either way, we're gonna let them go and just pick the biggest of them for right now. Actually, scratch that. I think I'm just gonna go right down the row. These are all kind of the same size. I wouldn't say there's any monsters, and the tops are down. So I'm just gonna sell them as is. It'll make it a lot easier too. If they're not big enough to sell by the piece, we'll just put them in quart baskets and sell them that way. Either way, we're not gonna let them go to waste, that's for sure. White and yellow are just about done. Now I gotta cut the tops off, but before I do that, I'm gonna move into the red onions. You can see how I cleared 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, about a 10-yard stretch. Almost clean out, besides the couple I left standing that I think are still growing. I'm not gonna take any of these red ones, even though they are pretty nice size. I'm gonna take the ones that the tops have fallen down. Like this one here, here, here. I'm gonna let that guy go. For some reason, and they're not even that weedy, but these are the weediest rows of the entire field. This is actually one of the cleanest years we've had for onions. Usually they're really, really bad. So I don't know what was different, but I'm thankful. So now, all I'll do is just clip the tops off, give it around like an inch or two, and that's it. Then I'll take them back home and run through the washer. I would definitely say the whites are the smallest. Then the next biggest would be the yellows, and then the biggest are the reds. It felt like forever, but I'm finally done. 2 red, 2 yellow, and 2 white. I actually cleaned a really good section here, which is good and not good at the same time, because we have around 15 to 20,000 onions in this field, and usually it lasts us all the way through, but with them being smaller, we can take a lot more. Hopefully we can sell just as many, and it might not last us, but we'll see what happens. Got back to the shed. Now we're in the process of washing cucumbers and pickles. Mom's putting them through. We're going a little bit slower just because they're so muddy from the rain we had last night. Now Mom's putting through red beets. We haven't picked any just because it's been so dry, but she found a couple, and now that we got this rain, we should hopefully get a lot pretty soon here. Oh man, I hate to see these nice sponges get dirty. And now the last thing to go through the washers today will be Cuban, Italian, and bell pepper. Being on the plastic, they're not very dirty at all, which is good. The ones in the bare ground, when the rain hits the dirt, it splashes up and makes them dirty, but not these ones, or at least not real bad anyway. We just finished up. Here is the white onions, the red, and the yellow after they're washed. They'll stay out here now. They don't go in the cooler and they'll dry off. And then in the cooler, we have the Cubanelle. It's hard to see, but here's the cucumbers. Here is some Lebanese squash. Both these are all pickles. This is more Lebanese squash. And then in here is zucchini. And then back there is the bell pepper and Italianelle. And then this was last pickings, pickles, and cucumbers, which will go to market tomorrow. And one giant watermelon that is bought in, that is not ours, but we sell them at our farm market. Daisy's had a long day. She's just relaxing. If it was up to me, I would not be in the back on a hot metal Kubota, but that's up to her. Mom's over here in the high tunnel picking some green and red tomatoes. It's empty. Here's a beautiful box Mom just got. Really nice. We still have a little bit of that sun scald or whatever that is going on. That one's real bad. It's a beautiful morning. Today we're gonna be heading off to the Wilkes-Barre Farmers Market on the square. But first, we gotta pack our load to head out. First up is gonna be kale. We put about 5 or 6 leaves in each bunch. Maybe even more or less, depending on how big the leaves are. These ones aren't real huge with the lack of rain that we had. And so it'll be at least 5 or 6. Then I'll bunch it just like that and throw it in the crate.
The green beans got mites really bad. That's what that was. Yeah, there's no more green. That would be this stuff.
Alright, maybe I'll have them get too yellow.
Now I'm gonna grab some dill. The weeds are really growing up, but the dill luckily has grown to its full potential, so it's not really an issue. Just pull it out, pound some of that dirt off the roots, and you're good.
Three will be plenty.
Do you want me to take this back and unload it? Bring a basket for broccoli?
Yeah.
Now I'm picking what we call broccoli shoots. At first, the broccoli plant will produce a main head, which is usually a larger sized head of broccoli. And then after you pick that, it'll put out a bunch of shoots depending on the variety. This variety here may be called Gypsy. I don't really know. We grow several varieties. I just know Gypsy is one of them. But like I said, now we're going back through and we're getting sometimes even 5 to 10 shoots off of that plant throughout the rest of its life.
Wherever we picked that cabbage.
We just got loaded up, ready to go. cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, kale, kohlrabi, basil, some sweet corn, dill, peppers. We take a smaller truck to this market because it's a smaller market and we just don't sell quite as much. And so we don't want to bring a lot back. We still want to sell everything that we take, or just about everything. Today is Saturday, so that means Sammy is not working at the pharmacy. She is here with me on the farm. And so we're starting off this morning bagging corn. We already got 35 bagged, weighed, and tied. These ones are now bagged. They have to be weighed and tied yet, but we still got to do a couple more. It's just taking a little bit longer than normal because it is really, really hot out. I don't really know how hot it is. I just know that it's more humid than anything. And then with that sun out, you're just dripping sweat. How it works is this bin isn't all the way full, but it's pretty full with corn. We fill that up in the fall with our field corn after it gets harvested. This is where we store it. And we don't really even haul much away to get sold, you know, by the bushel. We basically sell it all right here in our 50-pound bags at our farm market. So we open this chute, which allows the corn to flow down, and then I can run the auger, puts it into the bag. I get it as close as I can to 50 pounds. We bring it over here, stack it, then we'll weigh it on our scale, bring it over here to our bag sewer. I always call it a bag tire, and then it's ready to be sold. After doing so many, I can kind of tell like this one's heavy before even putting it on the scale. Not heavy by a lot, but it is heavy. You can see how it goes down and then back up. When it's at the top, it means it's too heavy. When it's at the bottom, it's too light. In the middle, it's just perfect. And we actually have it set for 51 pounds, so that way there's never any problems. And then it comes right over here to Sammy. Well, she'll tie it. We used to actually tie every bag by hand, but because the amount we do has basically tripled, it was just too much and we had to get the sewer. Makes it 10 times faster now though. And that's it right there. We just got out here to the farm market and got unloaded. There's the corn, beautifully stacked and ready for anybody who wants it. Like always, I gotta come over here to the zinnia patch. Oh my gosh, these are doing awesome. Beautiful. These are just doing probably about the best they ever have. Holy cow.